Good morning from rainy Ireland, and welcome to Dublin Airport. Today we'll be flying on board one of Europe's most unique airlines, one that is not low cost nor full service, but rather somewhere in between. Icelandair offers a product that is almost unlike any other carrier in Europe. The airline doesn't offer amenities that other European flagship carriers offer, such as complimentary food on board or a dedicated first-class cabin. The airline's main gimmick is to target transatlantic travelers by offering cheaper ticket prices for a brief layover in Iceland, rather than a non-stop flight between Europe and North America. For this reason, Icelandair isn't truly a full-service airline, but nor can they be considered low cost, and that's what makes them so special. Icelandair is currently modernizing their entire fleet, phasing out their older aircraft like the Boeing 757 for newer aircraft such as the 737 MAX and Airbus A321 Neo. And that's the aircraft we're scheduled to fly on board today. A 3-month-old A321-200LR, which happens to be the very first Airbus delivered to the airline. Unfortunately, due to inclement weather here in Dublin, the outbound flight from Reykjavik has been delayed, meaning we've got some extra time here at Dublin Airport. After having a little fun filming a time-lapse of the groundside terminal action, let's head over to the airside terminal to find our gate. Now, if you're a longtime viewer of my channel, you'll know I have quite the collection of mini Kinder planes, and this is where you used to be able to find them, at little duty-free stands like this. However, it seems like they're no longer sold here. Unfortunately, Icelandair notified me via email that our flight got delayed once again, and that would be just the second of 4 total delays this morning, pushing our departure time ahead 3 whole hours. As I watched Flight Radar 24 to track the inbound flight from Iceland, not only was our ride circling over the Irish Sea, but dozens of other aircraft as well. Funnily enough, I also happened to notice that the outbound Play Airlines flight from Dublin to Reykjavik had already departed, and our Icelandair flight had yet to arrive. Before booking this trip, I highly considered booking this route with Icelandic low-cost carrier Play instead, but it actually ended up being cheaper to fly with Icelandair. Now, sitting here delayed by hours at Dublin Airport, I wonder if it would have been worth it to fly Play instead. Here's our gate, or what was supposed to be our gate. It's currently being served by a Ryanair flight to Spain.
If you need extra time or assistance to board, please contact the members staff at gate 108.
Anyway, I decided to grab a quick lunch. Finally, our ride arrived in Dublin, and yeah, I probably should have used my proper camera for that landing clip and not my phone. Anyway, this Airbus A321 Neo -200 long range, registered as Tango Foxtrot India Alpha Alpha, was delivered to Icelandair in November 2024, making it only 3 months old at the time of recording. By far the youngest aircraft I've ever flown on, and of course sporting the new Icelandair livery with a magenta stripe on the tail, supposedly representing the collective creative power of Iceland, whatever that actually means. But with that, after waiting many more hours than intended, it's finally time to board the aircraft. Hopefully, Icelandair's onboard amenities can make up for this already disappointing delay. And it looks like we'll be boarding from the ground today. The aircraft is named Esja, which is a mountain peak that can be seen from Reykjavik. And finally, welcome on board. Icelandair's Airbus A321LR features 22 Saga class seats up front in a 2-2 configuration. The remaining 165 seats in economy class are laid out in a 3-3 configuration with a few extra legroom seats near the front. We'll be sitting in 11A today, just behind those extra legroom seats.
We thank you for choosing Icelandair and wish you pleasant flight with us.
The legroom for a standard economy passenger, though, is definitely bearable, with the seat front pocket including the safety card and the in-flight menu, along with a few other small amenities. The tray table is extendable and also has a latch that can double as a coat hook when the table is stowed away. And, of course, we've got the in-flight entertainment system, which is drastically different and newer than the one on Icelandair's 737 MAX aircraft, which I found slightly surprising, as both aircraft types are a relatively new addition to Icelandair's fleet. But to be fair, most Icelandair 737 MAXs were delivered before 2020, and this A321 is literally brand new. At the bottom of the IFE screen can be found 2 headphone jacks and 2 USB-C charging ports, and yes, headphones are only available for purchase on board Icelandair, so make sure to bring your own.
Boarding completed.
11A offers a pretty nice engine view. Yeah, I don't know why the ding chime was just spamming. I wouldn't be surprised if the aircraft is just tired from an already long day of flying.
Please pay close attention to the following information. Place your carry-on items in the overhead compartment or under the seat in front of you. No stowage of carry-on items is allowed by the exits. Fasten your seatbelt and keep it fastened and visible whenever seated or when the seatbelt sign is on.
Now that the weather is cleared up, let's enjoy ourselves a lovely departure this afternoon out of the Irish capital.
Seat back, footrest, armrest, and tray tables in a locked position.
This USB-C port actually charged up my phone really fast, which I made excellent use of as my phone was getting pretty close to dying after the incredibly long wait at Dublin Airport. Anyway, let's check out what the IFE has to offer. Icelandair's A321LR utilizes the Astrava in-flight entertainment system by Panasonic Avionics, and at the time of recording this video, this very Airbus A321 was the only aircraft in the world to offer this particular in-flight entertainment system. Icelandair was the first airline to partner with Panasonic's Astrava system, and now, at the time of publishing this video, numerous other big-name airlines have introduced Astrava into their fleets as well. I mean, just look at this in-flight map though. This is no doubt the best interactive map I've ever seen. There are so many features to this in-flight mapping system that I wouldn't even get bored just having the map open the entire flight. Of course, there's a decent amount of movies and TV shows on offer as well, along with music and games. Icelandair's 737 MAX did not offer games. Let's try out the World Flags quiz. Eventually, the in-flight service came around and I snatched a water. As it turns out, I'm not too bad at this flags game.
Góðir farþegar, innan skamms hefst veitingaþjónusta. Allar upplýsingar vöruúrval og sértilboð dagsins má finna á matseðli í sætisvasanum fyrir framan ykkur.
The headrests are also adjustable, and I love how they include the magenta lining along the edges. I wonder if these cabin colors will be unique to each separate Icelandair A321, as at the time of recording this video, Icelandair had just this singular A321 in their fleet. At the time of publishing this video, they now have 4 in service, with many more to come in the future, along with the newly developed A321 XLR, which is essentially an increased ranged A321 LR, hence the name Extra Long Range. They should be entering service with the airline in 2029. Let's check out Icelandair's in-flight menu. Obviously, Icelandair doesn't offer complimentary snacks or meals even on their longest flights, and everything is available for purchase. There are a decent amount of meal options along with some light snacks available here in the magazine, but on Icelandair's website can be found even more meal options to pre-purchase before your flight. Icelandair is also well known for their alcoholic beverage selections, specifically their wide variety of gin options. Along with the in-flight menu comes an air sickness bag, a small donations envelope, and the safety card. But anyway, it looks like we've already started our descent into Keflavík Airport. Now that this flight is nearly concluded, I can say with great confidence that when I fly Icelandair again, I'm definitely going to try to get a ride on one of these excellent A321s. With this brand new IFE system, I generally didn't get bored once on this flight. While the beloved 757 will be missed once retired from Icelandair's fleet, it's good to know that they have an excellent replacement, and my very first flight on the new A321 was quite an enjoyable one, perhaps even making the nuisance of a delay that we had back in Dublin forgettable. Unfortunately, because of that delay, my plane spotting plans in Iceland have been pretty much ruined, as the delay forced us to miss the main departure hour, which I was hoping to catch right after arrival in Iceland. However, I did manage to catch just the tail end of the rush, along with some other incredible shots that I caught the following days during my stay in Iceland. The full spotting video is currently out for channel members, and it'll be out for all viewers very soon. Well, it looks like I wasn't the only one interested in the World Flags game. Iceland's landscape here in the Reykjanes Peninsula is truly unlike any other place on Earth. Let's sit back and enjoy the scenic arrival here at Keflavík Airport.
Góðir farþegar, verið hjartanlega velkomnir heim. Klukkan hér er 27 mínútur gengin í 5. Vinsamlegast sitjið með sætisbeltin spennt þar til slökkt hefur verið á sætisbeltaljósum og við biðjum ykkur að opna farangurshólfaralega þar sem að farangur gæti hafa færst til. Allar upplýsingar tengiflug má finna á skjám í flugstöðarbyggingu. Við biðjumst velvirðingar á seinkuninni og þeim óþægindum sem hún kann að hafa valdið. We apologize again for the delay and the possible inconvenience caused, and we thank you for your patience. We kindly ask passengers who do not have...
Right over there is Icelandair's iconic Hekla Aurora livery, painted to resemble the northern lights of Iceland. Looks like we'll be parking at a remote stand alongside all these other Icelandair planes. This is a pretty common occurrence here at Keflavík Airport. Well, thanks Icelandair for a pleasant flight following a rather tiresome delay. And with that, welcome to Iceland. Anyway, what did you guys think of Icelandair's brand new Airbus? Have you flown it before? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to check out my other comprehensive airline reviews. But with all that said, I'm headed off to the car rental to see what last planes I can catch from the afternoon rush hours. So thanks for watching this trip report, and I'll see you guys in the next one.